Hey Sol,
Hello, how are you?
good
How are you
morning.
doing?
I'm great. Is it
Morning.
sunny over there in Colombia?
It is sunny, and my eyes are mm, a bit tired. I mean, a long night. So
Ah, okay.
yeah, how are you doing? How is everything in SF?
It's sunny over here. It's a good day. Gonna go probably to the park later and hear some of my friends play music. So
Ah, that's nice.
yeah, now it's just the morning, so I'm waking up.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
Well, this is a great idea. Have a guitar over there. Maybe
Yeah.
later today.
Yeah, this is
Hang out. Do you
actually
play?
this is the recording room actually. Um,
Oh.
but I see you have a guitar as well.
Hmm. But do you play any instruments?
Well, I have played a bit of guitar, a bit of ukulele. I just got a ukulele, so I should be practicing that more.
That's cool. And I guess there are musicians also around there at Bill's space.
Yeah, those are the ones that I'm going to see later. We
I
have
see.
three, four musicians here. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I hope you enjoy them. The nice sunny day and the music is always good.
Yeah, good. Well, it's good to be here with you again. I saw that you've been making a lot of progress.
Thank you.
You have some, I think you have some users as well already.
Hmm. But I had some issues over the days of progress,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the ones that got me like pissed off, but now I just accept it. Is I spend the last time we met, like you teach me about Replit. I
Yeah.
start using it, but then the thing is like the free version, you gotta activate manually. As far as I know, you gotta activate, run the code manually, and have it open for it to works. And I was like, yeah, but what if I'm sleeping or I don't know somewhere else? Like I can get the users to use the app. Then I
Right.
thought I asked GPT, and he said, yeah, AWS Lambda function might be the solution for you. Then I spent like 3 4 days figuring out like
Oh
how
no.
Lambda work and all this stuff. I made it,
You
and
did?
then the next day, yeah. But let me share my screen. The next day, I received this 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 message. Let's see if I can show you. Let me see. So finally, when I made it work, then I get this.
1 sec, let me pull this up. Here we go. Let's see. Oh man. Wow, you have had a crazy week.
Yeah, along with the result, there was like, oh my god. After I learned how the hell this work, then they
So they
just closed my account.
so they actually closed your Amazon account.
Yes, no explanations, nothing. I tried to send a message to them, they haven't replied. So I just say, fuck it, like, what else can I do? Then I went to Google Cloud,
Yeah.
and Google didn't accept my card. Like, neither mine, neither a friend of mine. After it, almost 4 attempts, I needed to create like three more accounts
Mm-hmm.
until I got my auntie to help me with it, and then it accept the cards. Now I have a Google Cloud with these 300 free credits, $300 free credits, and the 3 months. And but I haven't had time to explore that yet. So I just wanted to tell you I have that ready on the side in case we need it, just any chance. And yeah, I just ready to continue.
Wow. Okay. Are you still there? I think we lost him for a second. Hopefully he will be right back.
continue. It's okay.
Uh, yeah, I see you again.
No, okay, okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I was able to hear you, but
Oh,
that's
really?
just
I
me.
lost you just for 1 second.
So yeah, so
Wow.
basically, what I was saying is, yeah, I learned from a friend that when something happen and you gotta be waiting for it to work, then maybe better to find another way around and keep on going, keep on doing progress. So
And
that's
that
why
is
I'm here.
especially true with cloud hosting because there are so many hosts. Um, but yeah, thank you for taking me on that journey with you. That is crazy. What do you think? Do you have any idea what happened with AWS? Like, do you think it was because of what you were using the service for?
Mm, I think like like in the beginning I have many issues with the lambda function. Like I was setting the webhook and then doing many calls to the Telegram API. And maybe the level of I don't know because when it worked, it worked. So I
Right.
assume I wasn't doing nothing wrong. But maybe the level of calls that it support was lower than the one I was having from Telegram. I don't know. Or, or the whole flow together
Right.
just raised a red flag for them.
But so
That's my guess.
you're using the Telegram official API, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So there's nothing fishy going on the account.
That's yeah, that's true. But I don't know.
So
Uh,
yeah, let's look into the AWS thing. For the future, but for today, let's find something that works well. Um, so now it's still working on Replit, right?
Now it's working on Replit, and I got a Google Cloud account
Yeah,
services in
cool.
case.
And I have some other ideas as well. But actually,
Great.
um, good. We have plenty of time. Can you just walk me through like what's working now? Because you also wrote some new code, and I'd love to see that.
Okay. Okay. Let me share this with you then. Um, I mean, it's very simple. So what's working currently? This is Replit. So
Hmm.
what the code is doing currently, it is connecting with the Telegram API, and basically I let's see if I can. Can you see this other part of my screen,
Yeah.
like the Telegram?
Oh
Yes.
no, I can
Oh
just
no.
see
Okay.
the window, the Replit window.
Let
I'll
me see if I
stretch
can
out.
share it again. Uh, how can I say uh, all entire screen? There we go. So let's say all right. So let's say the last time where we stopped is like all right, we can use Studio for WhatsApp, right? Then I realized that the WhatsApp has like a lot of challenges
Yeah, for sure.
to read like even if you could use Tulio wasn't solving the problem completely because you gotta pay for many different things at the end of the day. Like that what we saw at the beginning was
Yeah.
for the messages, but you gotta pay for a app. The main problem is I didn't have a USA number, so I gotta buy one from them
Um,
and some other stuff. And I
okay.
was like okay, they were very severe with this just to like anti spam
Yeah.
stuff. So if you were not from the US, they were doing some trouble around that.
Yeah.
And then you also gotta do some work around with WhatsApp. And I was like, by the time I figured out this, maybe I would be too old. So I felt like, what's next? Like, what's the other chance? Like the other place I will be able to interact with users? What would be the interface? And then I thought that Telegram is very open about many like Telegrams, like it's saying, "Hey, come here, build." whatever you want here, as long
Yeah.
as you respect users. And then I create this group that's called AI Trends app, and I figured out how to use a bot and connect the bot with my script. Yes. So that was the main thing. So the bot and the group will be the interface for the users. I figured out some of the original codes that the YouTube Trends app use, and I put it
Mhm.
here.
Cool.
I put here a request for a new feature. I dream about X trends, then I look into all the like the only way
Cool.
I can get data from X is if you pay the $100 a month subscription for the API. Like the free API doesn't have any possibility to read tweets and neither trends and many other things. So I let that on pause for the moment. And
Yeah.
then I have this group here where people are simple. They just they do this like a start. Yes. So this calls activate the bot, and then you just go put the region. But one of the things I did is like if you put a wrong code, like China, for example, of course there's not indication. It says invalid region code. Please try again, and then you can actually put the right one and look here on the list of countries. And
Cool.
until now, here is where we are, and I have like seven users, 8 users now.
Cool.
That's where we
Awesome.
are right now.
That's great. And then as far as the code, what did you have to change?
Oh, okay. I have changed. I have to change. I have to integrate Nest Asyncio. I think is to integrate the loop because it needs some async function and like a live function. I don't know if that's clear. It needs to play with bot. So one is that it's gonna activate only when you talk to the bot, and the other is gonna do the call to the YouTube and retrieve the trend and all the information, and also the connection with Telegram, the webhook like that also be included there, and that's and the error handling. So when the API finds out like get the return of 404 code because it doesn't found the region, so
Yeah.
it asks the bot and it says, "Hey, invalid region. Try again."
That's a lot of work. You got pretty far. So,
Thank you.
um, so I guess, yeah, I mean, for today, let's just try and get this running. Let's just try and get this running stably and consistently, um, and ideally for free. So it will just keep running in the background, which I think shouldn't be too hard. What kind of dependencies does your project have? Do you have like a requirements.txt file?
Mm, Let me see here in Replit.
Yeah,
Uh, Let me also share here live. So requirements. Well, so far the requirement will be Python Telegram bots.
cool.
And where the Lambda function on the AWS, I needed much more. I need to
Mm-hmm.
download like all these libraries like from Google and from Telegram. But I don't like when you say dependencies, besides this one, which other ones you refer to? Like the same ones I needed for the Lambda function, or
Yeah,
that's not
just
the case.
anything that you have to install for the Python to work.
Let me show you then my screen. Let me show
Yeah,
you
I would
my
love to see
entire.
the AWS part.
Oh,
So,
okay. Let me show you.
so when it comes to like cloud hosts out there,
Mhm.
and you think of the scale from the very easiest to the very hardest to use, oh, like the one would probably be Replit, and then maybe a nine would probably be AWS. So,
Mm.
so I started with the easier one, and then you definitely took a big challenge to get the Lambda working. But that's awesome. Um,
So this is the general complete packages. Yeah, I think. This is the general. So the packages, this is where the libraries I needed to get for the lambda function to work.
Right. Oh, interesting. So how does this work? You have all of these are yeah.
So what I did is I just
Mm-hmm.
compress all of them. Let me give you, and I made a package that's called Telegram bot, and
Mm-hmm.
then like in the package includes the bot script, right? And then I upload all the package, and I just select the handler for the lambda function, like with the bot dot lambda function, and that was how it was working at that time. And I need to do some adaptations because Lambda didn't have support for the same code as Replit. Like you gotta have a workaround at the time, and it
Yeah.
was giving me some pain in the ass because what was happening. Let me get here again. What was happening is that uh, for Lambda, since it couldn't use the Asyncio function, what was happening is that when you call the bot from a group, it was taking the part like. Did you see that in the Telegram group you
Right.
can write the start as a command, but when you are in a group, it pins the bot, so it's a start, add, and trendy the bot, right? So that part Lambda was taking it as it was region code. So it took me like 2.5 days to figure it out why it wasn't working the return. Because in the beginning it didn't have a error handling, so it just crashed and I didn't have a way to see it. And when I made the error handling for the regions, I discovered that it was taking the name of the bot as a region, therefore it wasn't working. And then yeah. And then when I fixed that part is when they closed my account. That's the whole story of the process.
Damn. Well, we're not gonna use. I think we won't use AWS today because I think it can just take. It can take a lot of time to work out the kinks with that. Um, I had one in mind that we could try out, but I think also I can just think of yeah, of more that we can try out. Um, so often my method is just to with hosting is just to try a bunch of hosts because they all have their different bugs. One that I have used before, which has worked pretty well for this type of project, is one second. Share here. So is fly.io. So yeah, maybe I can just try and get it running with fly.io and we can sort of go through that together. So
Down for
I
it.
think possibly for for your Telegram, you need to have like an API key, right? Like a secret API key, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
And then aside from that, that's the one that's the
No,
one implementation.
I have two secret ones. Like one is the YouTube API, and then the other is the Telegram token. So
Oh,
I
you
have
have
two.
one for YouTube as well?
Uh-huh.
Okay, cool. No, so because I was just wondering if I should set this up on my own Fly.io account, or maybe you should make maybe let's have you make your own. Because I don't have both of those keys right now. Um, so
Okay.
and then I can sort of I can still walk through the process of like setting it up.
And just out of curiosity, because I do not know like so much about it. Like, what would be like? I was looking at AWS, and the second one that comes after was like Google Cloud Services.
Yeah.
Uh, why like if we couldn't use the AWS? Do you have experience with the Google Cloud services? Like, will that be an option as well or not?
I've used both AWS and Google Cloud platform for different projects. I would never recommend either of them ever to a beginner.
I guess.
um,
Perfect.
yeah, I think I've done a couple tutorial. I've done one tutorial on my YouTube channel about how to run some stuff on Google Cloud Platform. It's a better interface than AWS, but the complexity is still very high, and you don't have a very complex operation going on.
You
Yeah.
are totally right about that. Then fly.io. Yeah, I just wanted
So
to
like,
understand the logic,
yeah,
but I get it.
and I didn't even mention that. Maybe I should have mentioned this first. That where's the monthly Replit pricing? So how much fee per month? Oh, here. Yeah, so I didn't even mention that for probably $20 a month, the Replit one will run forever. Um, that's sort of how they make money, is they charge for more powerful servers. Let's see if that's. I'm just checking if that's correct here. Replit core.
But I love the simplicity of Replit. Like, by the way,
Yeah.
yeah, it was so easy to understand.
Um, Replit core always on. Oh no, actually, that also doesn't have always on. So I'm just trying to see like. Oh, okay, yeah. So Replit has this thing called deployments, and deployments is fairly new. I think it's from last year, and it's basically meant to do exactly what we're trying to do. And let's see. Let's see how much it'll cost. I think this might actually be um, a good option. Let's try first and see. Let's try first Replit deployments, and if that doesn't work, then we'll go to fly.io.
Perfect.
Fly.io is like, when I was talking about like difficulty levels, and I always use the most easy thing for my simple projects too. Then it's probably like, I don't know, like a 3, maybe a 4. So fly.io is still easier than um, maybe it's a 4. It's still easier than Google Cloud Platform, which I think is like an 8.
Oh, yeah, and then AWS also that is so crazy.
AWS is infamous.
Like you imagine me coming from a no code. Like, did I mention I was a guide in the Amazonas jungle before? Like that, right? So
You
when
were
I
a
got
guide in Amazon jungle,
yeah,
literally,
yeah,
or
no, no, literally. Like before the pandemic, I was working as a guide in the Amazonas jungle here in Colombia and the
yeah,
Pacific jungle. And then when the pandemic happened, like the story begins that when I was a kid, I like to play around computers, and then I have this backtrack Linux-based system where I used to track the local network of my school just out of curiosity. One day I entered like where they have hosting the test and all the information, but I didn't do nothing. I was just like, like I was just interested of know how that works. Anyway, they kicked me out of the school and they said I was hacking the network of the school. I was very young, and then my mom, they say you cannot use a computer again. And they take out the computer. So then time passed out of that. So my interests go to different places. I end up being a adventure guy, like working on nature and do many other stuff. And when the pandemic happened, it's like, okay, everything is closed. You cannot do this. You have a computer in front. What are you going to do? So I learned some basic stuff of what to use like when you are working like with other people on a computer environment. Today, I passed like 50 years without. So I just kind of get self-actualized, but I was working mostly on customer service, and I take some technical customer service challenge. Then pandemic end, and I started doing other things. Then now, for first time, like since I was a kid, I get back into computer again. So for somebody that has no background in code and programming, like get close to AWS, it's such a weird world. Like that was like just what I want to say. Like it took me a couple of hours just to understand how to approach it.
Yeah.
And
So
now I
when
don't see it that crazy. But
so when you were how old were you when you first started messing around with computers?
I was around like 9, 10, like
Hmm.
just very few things. And then when I finally have like a computer I can use because I didn't have a computer, I was like 30, 13, 13, 14. And I have this friend on the school that he's like, yo, like I have this operation system that's called Backtrack, and we can do interesting things with the network. I can teach you some stuff. I was like, okay, let's look. Like it looks fun. Like we're just learning stuff. And then I find because I was always interested, like why I cannot use free the network here if I want, like why I have so much restrictions here in the school, like that sucks. Like
Yeah.
let's see if I can own the network and then do whatever I want with it. And then I discovered that that was somehow possible. And then I just look around and but yeah, the rest is the story I just told you at that time. But I
And then
completely forgot everything
and
because then when
they
they
kicked you
kicked me
out.
out of the school. Like I have such a bad that like all my family was like, you were doing illegal stuff. You're just a children that you shouldn't touch a computer again. Like completely forgot about it for many
Wow.
years. And I didn't have access to a computer myself, and we had money at that time when I was very young. The situation was very different here in Colombia. So yeah. So now I'm back into a computer, and I'm just kind of remember my childhood again, and kind of get back that interest.
Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 32.
Okay, I'm 30, and I also had some similar experiences when I was a kid as well. Like I did not get kicked out of a school, but I felt like every adult thought that by messing around with a computer, they thought I was doing something criminal, and
Mm.
they often got angry at me, um, or tried to stop me when it was just for my own curiosity.
But I think that often happens, especially because curiosity is a thing. Sometimes it can get you in trouble. I'm gonna say that now, but it's a thing we should enhance and maybe redirect, to redirect sometimes. But anyway, curiosity is some of the best things that can happen to a human. Just be open and curious always. It's what drives learning at the end.
I agree. Yeah, thanks for sharing all of that. So, what do you think is more difficult, finding your way out of the Amazon jungle or finding your way out of the AWS console?
The thing is, like, there is one thing like the jungle is crazy, but the jungle is intuitive. Like it's something that at the end of the day, your primal instincts will help you with. WS is not something that your primal instincts will help you in. You can kind of abstract your mind and try to understand like what is this trying to say? Like what's the order here? What like what is what goes where? So like jungle was more natural for me. Like just to make you a quick, there is one thing that happened one night. I always remember all my life, and maybe it will be useful for you one day or for the people that is listening. And is that crocodiles from the Amazonas River. Um, I was with my friend that was a native. He used to be the guy that take care of the National Geographic and Discovery Channel expeditions when they went to the jungle. And he was like, "Yo, wanna watch something cool?" And I was like, "What?" "Well, let's go on the river at night, and let me show you." So we were at night, and then he just jumped into the river. He's a native, like of course, all life there. It's a different stuff. It's not something I would recommend to nobody. And just grab like mid-sized crocodile, grab it like this, and I start like rubbing his belly this way, and then the crocodile completely feels off, like completely relaxed. Like he bring it to the boat, and he said, "Me, I'm gonna teach you to do a massage to them. As long as you are doing the massage on their belly, they are like almost dead. The nervous system paralyzed. But if you stop, you just have like half of the time you are doing the massage, they will be quiet and they will activate again. So you gotta be very careful." And then he teach me how to do the massage to the crocodile. Now some of the craziest thing my entire life, like I have done there in the Amazon.
I hope I never need to
Okay.
use this one. I hope I never need to use this one, but if I do, thank you.
You're welcome. Now you know. And also, don't try this at home. But if you ever have to encounter a crocodile and you cannot do anything else, apply the rub the belly massage. That might work. But again, then most of the things in the Amazon jungle, your instinct drives your intuition, and you get to learn. But you gotta do it quickly, because if you don't do it quickly, mistakes there are very painful, like life-threatening painful. However, in the AWS, you gotta do abstraction. Your mind is like it's a different universe. That synthetic universe that you kind of find your way around. What is what? For example, I didn't understand that a lambda function is like it's like your script. It's like it's connected to your script. I was like, where I click to run my script, and I was like, oh, there is no running. There is it's completely different stuff. So
Yeah,
so that was
yeah,
interesting.
cool. Yeah, it's abstraction. So, where were we?
We were
Um,
about to use the Replit, this
yeah,
how you call it that
Replit,
function.
Replit deployments. So Replit
Exactly.
deployments should cost a little, but I don't think it should cost much. So let's go on your screen to the Replit setup.
Mhm. And here, great. Here we are. Where we go?
Oh yeah, so here we are. So yeah, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, so there in the top right, there's this button that says deploy.
Okay. Which
And
ones should we look at?
I think so. There's three options. Reserve virtual machine means you have this much RAM and this much CPU reserved 24/7. Auto
Okay.
scale means when someone is using your bot, it will give you a bit more RAM and a bit more CPU, and then when they're not using it, then they turn it down. Reason
Is
why,
this the most optimized? Like
yeah,
option?
exactly. It's the most optimized. It may be a little bit slower for high performance uses, these kind of things.
I see.
And then static is I think that's just for like plain HTML and JavaScript. So not for not for smart applications.
I see. So you say that the auto scale will be the best idea.
Yeah, it should be much cheaper than reserved VM.
How
But
much?
what I see here, oh, okay. Yeah. So what I see here is the first thing it says is it wants you to upgrade your plan, but if you ignore that, it's also possible to pay per compute unit, and we could roughly calculate. Um, I could roughly calculate in advance how many compute units this might use because, of course, you're probably wondering, like, how much am I going to get charged? But
And how do you calculate that? This is interesting.
yeah, there's no perfect way to calculate it, but essentially what it is it should be based off of, I'm going to look this up, so I'm not making, just making stuff up, but it should be based off of the number of seconds that your program is running, and then the amount of resources that it's using during those seconds. So it's not like, in that case, because you're running only like a few seconds at a time, like it should be very efficient and very economical. So I'm gonna have a look. I'm gonna look up Replit compute units calculation, and here we go. Oh yeah, here. So it says that the auto scale starts at it's less than 1/100th of a cent per second. That's like the lowest. So that's very here. Would you have a look at my screen for a sec?
Yeah.
So do you see this calculator here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically, there's three variables. The CPU, I think we need one CPU. The RAM, I think you would need 0.5 or probably 0.5. Yeah, you'd need 0.5. And that's 19 compute units per second. So if we would run, let's say you would run for 10 seconds, then it did not. I don't see anything coming up yet.
No codes with Replit Core uses 0.3 of the sun.
Yeah, but Replit Core is $20 a month. But I'd like to know how to do this without Replit Core, which I think is possible. Let's say we're running for 10, let's just say 10 minutes, which probably, you're definitely not going to be running your script for more than 10 minutes, like total. And that should be 19 compute units times the cost per compute unit, which is this number. Oh, you can't see exactly the calculation that I'm doing. Let me just share that again, or I'll do it. I know I'll do it in Google. So I think this is the cost per compute unit times maybe 19 compute units per second, and then maybe times like 10 minutes.
6.
It says that that's going to cost like 1 cent.
Wow.
Let me check this. Let me check this.
Yeah,
but
that's a great promotion for them. Like, I mean, you're doing a great advertisement to me, but let's see.
So we're talking cents. And I know that's true because in AWS also, my Lambdas are costing, a few cents per month. So, yeah, so I would say, do you have a working credit card?
Yeah.
So I would say
I'm ready.
we should try to so I have a working credit card, and what I see here on Replit is basically, let me just go through it. So I have this, and I don't have Replit Core, but I have this option to set up the deployment, and 22 compute units a second. Okay, so that's I can even decrease the RAM if I want to make it even cheaper. And this means maximum three at a time. And if I approve and build this, it's going to deploy these secrets to the cloud, and that should be pretty much it. Yeah. Sorry for not showing you this last time.
Don't worry, we like it wasn't the right time. I needed to learn the hard way why the AWS should be
I
option
am
for later.
seriously impressed that you got the Lambda function running.
Was a pain in the ass, but it happened. But this worked just pretty well. I mean, like I'm thinking what's gonna happen because I don't know. We haven't talked about it, but I was thinking, all right, what was the next feature? Like talking to the users, I asked, hey, what will be the next feature? And they were saying like, yeah, like they were like, oh, it would be so cool if we can just from here see the trends, not just YouTube, like where the attention of people is going, but if we could see the X trends and all things. And I was like, all right, I tried. It's not possible right now. Like I don't have $100 to spend on that yet. But then say, what would be a second option? They say, what about a short summary of the videos? Like instead of me going to 10 videos,
Mm-hmm.
what if there is a summary before them that says like, hey, this is the like this was what happened with this video. Like this is what you're gonna see. Like
Mm-hmm.
this, where is the attention of the USA? In this and this and this, and this is the small summary of those videos. Because I thought, all right, just the easiest way. For sure, there would be easiest ways. But it's like, yeah, there is a GPT that takes the transcripts from YouTube
Yeah.
and then summarizes them. Now, what if we just compact that in a package before the videos are put so people can know like what the things are about and evolving that if that's interesting. Later on, it will be what if you could have eventually a video that's made out of small shorts that summarize not just the trend but summarize let's say you have subscriptions to different channels, right? Like it means these are the places I want the information sources from, and they share a video per day or whatever. Let's say instead of go through all this, you can have one short that says, "Hey, this is what happened today," on your on your thing, just like that. But starting without the subscriptions yet, just with the trends. This is what we have access to go videos. Like, yeah, well, if we just do a package, first a text summary, and then just maybe one video made out of shorts, because I see that there are applications that could the videos when you put the links and the summary. Just that. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe next after
So
this.
wait, can you explain that again? So the next version should be that you have each video and then you have a text summary of it. Is that it?
No. Each video you have, let's say in a step of 10, because I see people don't look at 10, they might look between 3 to 5, and
Yeah.
then it's like app is a summary that just summarize the content of all these 3 videos, saying like, oh, this is
Oh.
what they're about, like so like main top like main key points of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a summary of them. And then I thought, all right, I could build myself something to access the transcripts from YouTube for these videos and then summarize them using GPT-3, whatever. It doesn't require so much compute or capacities. Or I can also link this to the OpenAI API and use one of the GPTs that already does the process when you insert the links to
Yeah.
summarize. I don't know that, but just something around, just make it easy for people to know upfront what these 3 videos are the key points about, so they know if they want to just, or if that was enough for them just to know, oh, this is what's happening in the US. Oh, this is what happening here. So out of that.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. So
Okay.
so um would you be summarizing the captions of the video, or
Yeah, in
yeah.
the beginning, like the first, yeah, the most easy, because I see that now there is a technology like to read videos, but that's
Yeah.
another stuff.
Well, it's there and it's not too difficult, but it's extremely expensive because
Exactly.
they're doing it frame by frame. Um,
I saw it. I saw it in Google Cloud. Like I was just going around, and I was like, all right, maybe later, but right now, at least it will be enough to just summarize the transcript. It's good enough, and that's the next step. Let's say to summarize the transcript of those three videos that we were showing, and eventually the product, ideal product, is neither of those things. It's just a video made out of shorts of those videos, and Google has this. I think I'm repeating myself, but just to make it clear,
Yeah.
Google has these things that when a video has certain amount of millions of views, which trend videos normally have, it tells you the data of what are the main points where people watch. So if
Yeah.
you can make a short out of that with a summary and then just like 11 labs voice saying like blah 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 blah, blah and put the shorts, like you don't need to go through all the videos, just that
Yeah.
1 minute thing to know it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Um, I remember. So I think this is a really interesting idea. The idea of, so first off, I think that the taking the text from the captions, then passing that to GPT and summarizing that, um, that is something totally doable. You could probably even do that in an hour on your own, but I'm happy to help with that as well. Uh, the next level that you're talking about of figuring out which parts people look at the most and automatically creating shorts from that, I think that's really really unique.
Because imagine you have a YouTube channel. This is another, like, I'm sorry, my mind just works that way. But imagine you have a YouTube channel, and then this YouTube channel has another affiliates from any other of the main countries like India, China, that like
Yeah.
places that there's a massive population of people watch. And then you know already that these shorts are important for people because that's where the attention is going. So you just do like a video summary of what's going on in the last 24 hours in this place, and on their own language, even because GPT processes that in subtitles. Like, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. And that itself can drive massive traffic for people. And you already know, because kind of the theory says that that's why those peaks on the are being shown in the data from most watch points of the video. So
Yeah.
that could be a thing in itself. And
So
later on, if you can evolve that for your own use case of, oh, I don't want to go to all my YouTube channels today. I just want to know what happened in all of them at once. And you can have that video compilation of what happened on your YouTube or your social in a more useful way to save time.
I mean, I would use that for my own channel as well, just to create, just to, because I have hours and hours of content, right?
There you go.
um, and it's a lot of work to produce, compilations. So, but back to the task at hand. I wanted to say, when you first mentioned like I guess we could call it like a heat map, the
Mhm.
the parts that people watch the most. I was kind of worried because I thought like that's not a part of the YouTube API.
But
But
okay, but you have an idea. It looks like you have an idea.
it. So, but then I looked on GitHub, um, and some other people have been thinking about this problem as well. And I'm not sure where this is, but I found something. I can't see you anymore. Let me share this. So, So there's a open source library called YTDLP. And this is looks like an unofficial sort of unofficial sort of, hey, there you are.
Hey, you're back. Whoa. I was like, what happened? Maybe because we were talking about this. Oh, no.
you should you should look up the story of, do you know the do you have you heard of the Streisand effect?
No. What is this?
So there's this famous celebrity in the United States, and someone posted a photo of her mansion online. She tried to get everyone to take the photo offline, but the more she tried, the more and more people started posting this photo. And now ultimately there's a Wikipedia page about the effect with a photo of the house. So so a similar thing happened with an open source package called YouTube Downloader. And but anyways, there was
I, I got this like few weeks ago. I was like, oh, amazing. Where you were all my
yeah.
life.
So so a similar thing happened when YouTube tried to block this, tried to take it down. People started posting it everywhere on the internet. So it's just funny, the idea of, yeah.
Try to stop something from happen makes more noise and drives more attention.
People will find a
Eventually,
way. So I'm looking at a couple of examples right now. I'm not sure what the best one is, but here's another package called YTDLP, and this one is Python. And I'm not sure that they got, the only thing is I'm not sure that they got the heat map working, because they have this from last year, and they're talking about the same problem that we're talking about here. And they have
let
a
me, let me
Mhm.
okay, go ahead. No, no, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just
They
sort
have
of
a
going
what?
to describe what this page is talking about.
Mhm.
So they've described a method for sort of in a unauthorized way, sort of to grab this data, right, and to read it. Of course, it's public data. So they described a method to parse it for any public video. And here, if I just scroll to the end, I'm not sure that they have solved it entirely, but there's more. There's different code examples. Basically, what I'm saying is, um, there's code to do this. I don't know which one works and which one doesn't. Um, uh, oh, this one. Not this one. This one. Yeah, also looks. This one is from 2 years ago. But there's a few different. There's different projects, and I think one of them is gonna work. So we may just have to try out um, a few different code, things that people have posted.
But that would be cool because you know what I had as an initial idea. Like I was
Yeah,
asking this because I find out, yeah, they of course they don't have this data on their app, like different reasons we can guess. But I was like, what would be the stupidest way I can think of? And then I just did some screenshots and sent them to GPT and say, hey, tell me
right,
which are the the seconds where the most watched things happen, by try to understand that this is minute zero and this is like minute five. So try to predict which are these peaks. And it did some not completely accurate, but kind of work around for a couple of them.
Cool.
So I thought, oh, if you got to make this screenshot that they can tell you, so you can cut the. But that's not efficient. It was just the
Yeah.
way without me knowing how like that this exists.
But yeah, that's similar to what they're doing. They're just doing it with the HTML code of the page instead of the screenshot.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's way better.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's way better.
that'll be a bit
Way
more
better.
reliable until YouTube changes something, but I think it's great. I think this is super useful. So, yeah, we won't be able to like do this today. But yeah, this has been super fun and even though we didn't get through like yeah, we just did one small thing today. Um hopefully we can do more soon.
Important. One very important, which is get this online like constantly. Which is
Do you want to try that now?
yeah, yeah. Let's do that now. So
Yeah.
I guess that what we have done the most today is like if you're gonna code with homies, then we are just becoming homies. Like kind of getting to know better each other, and that's important. I
Yeah.
guess that also is some cool part of it. So let
Yeah.
me share the screen and let's go through that. Um, right. So so let's verify your email address. Okay, give me a second. Let me verify my email. So I'm gonna do this in real time. So what I guess we gotta put the calculation up front, right? Like say like, oh, this is what I'm
Oh,
going to use, or it does it automatically.
it does it automatically.
It's perfect.
So, if tomorrow a million people use your app, you will be
That'll be a
charged
difference.
you will actually be charged for it.
Well, if that happened, we will figure it out that way. Actually, but that will not be a bad thing. Well, it depends. But hopefully, it will not be that bad thing. So why like Replit? Give me just a second. It says that they had sent an email. No, I can't. Replit. Hmm. By the way, I saw some of the other lives, the projects you were supporting. Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, it's been a really fun week.
What's your imagine for the future? What you are doing right now? How you
Well,
see this evolving?
honestly, I've been just making stuff up as I'm going along, um, and trying different things. But recently, I've been thinking more about like I've been thinking more about like, oh, could this become like a sort of like an online school, where people are, I mean, it's not just me teaching people, but they're also teaching each other. Because we've already seen like some of the videos, there will be 5 people commenting and giving advice to people. And right now there's, a couple people that are watching this. And in one video, people were even like, they were requesting features when we had only just
Mhm.
written a few lines of code for the app. So we're already requesting features. And so I think if that kind of interaction would go on, would, get bigger and bigger, and some people want to work on some projects together, I think that it could just grow into something organically very cool. So yeah, that's just an idea.
It's pretty cool. Wow. I mean, I gotta tell you something while this is charging here.
Yeah.
Uh, oh, okay, the card is done. So I was thinking, just to mention this, I was like, one thing I have been doing is like learning to use AI for daily tasks to solve daily problems easy from things that I don't understand. For example, the other day I have a contract, like some specific type of contract with a company that I had to review. I'm not a lawyer, I have no idea about that. But then I took like 6 YouTube links of 1 hour length of lawyers talking about that specific type of contract. put it on the ChatGPT, got the summaries, and make PDFs as a database for you to learn from them and then review the contract. And it worked, and that took me like 15 minutes for something that might take me hours and consulting to somebody, and worked pretty well. And problems like that, I find myself really good at solving, like figuring out how to solve problems. And Latam has this issue that people mentality with AI is not like US and another places. Like people here, it takes a lot of time, especially for the people that doesn't speak English way more to kind of evolve into certain things. So I thought like, what if I do like James and say like once a week, I say like, hey, I have you to solve any daily life task problem with AI on a life. What if I do that? So it's like kind of roll the ball the same way you have been helping me with the code. I was like, and that I got that inspiration for you, for example.
You seem like a teacher to me. You're already teaching me a lot of things today about life.
No teacher, no, oh my God, no. But I can just I like to share the things that help me on at work on the progress. So yeah, just thanks for that. You for a good inspiration and cool to see where this goes.
Thank you.
And now this let me just so enter mobile phone. Why? Uh,
I'm
they
gonna
have my credit
I'm
card
gonna
again.
hide this. I'm gonna hide the screen while you're putting in your number.
Yeah, yeah, Just, but it's funny they have already my credit card. Why they want more information from me? All right. Let's see. Um. All right. Let's see. If it works. One more time. And this is just right. Great. I think yeah, it's done. So now I'm supposed to be able to set up my deployment. Are
Yeah.
you seeing my screen right now?
Yep.
All right. So let's say say I did this. So we said that we just gonna need like 1.5. Well, it's just either one or two.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think about what this script is doing. It's not doing very much at all. Yeah. So
Exactly.
I don't think
Not at the moment, I guess.
I don't think it can
So
really
one.
use even one, maybe even less.
Or
Anyways,
so should we try to run with the less with the minimum possible and but can we edit this as needed?
you can always, yeah, you can. And this is a matter of, this is hundredths of a cent we're dealing with right now.
But that's funny. 57 max number of machines. And this is like kind the top machines that can be running at time and max traffic speed. Two machines.
Sure.
And then right. Then when you say build command, what does it mean?
Well, if you go to on the left side of your screen, there's this file called Py project.
By
Yeah, a py
by
project. In the packager files, like towards the bottom.
files main p packager file Python p
That one.
projects. This one.
Yeah.
Great.
So this is a bunch of like configuration in here. No, this wasn't the one I was thinking of actually. Normally Replit, um, I'm talking nonsense right now. But anyways, when you when there's a big when that big green button shows up on the screen in Replit and you click that, what it's really doing is it's running this command, Python 3 and then main.py. And that starts the script. So that's what also is going to start your server.
So then when I send this is just to type that command manually. But that's optional, no?
Oh, you don't need the build command. You just need the run command.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what we have. Python 3
Yeah.
main.
So it's
Uh,
fine as is. Yeah.
okay. Perfect. So
Yeah, I think I didn't explain properly. The build command is if you have some step that needs to happen before running
oh,
or starting the server. Like if you had a language that was maybe going to be compiled into another language, like something like that.
I see. But if a previous step should be happening
Yeah,
for that, I get it. I get it.
yeah,
And then as far as I understood, is like even if I click on deploy, it will not activate itself except that we activate the bot, right?
yeah. Let's try it.
Let's try it. Sweet. Let's go. Okay. So this deployment is happening, and let's see. So let's say, for example, I close Replit right now. It should be war. Okay, no, but let's wait.
Yeah, it's still
Let's wait
starting
until
right
this is done. It will keep on working alone by itself. Is it still processing, right? This last part.
Yeah, so what that means is I don't know.
It's okay. Like we can just see what's going on with this. Who should refer money auto scale service? It's creating the auto scale service. Basically programming like how it's gonna work. Yes. Right, but meanwhile this is happening in a moment like what we were talking before. Uh, mm, would you be interested that we continue another live session and try to see if we can get the next step happening? Like I can do some progress on
Of
the way.
course, anytime.
Cool. Cool. I would love that. Maybe even not need to be that like in 8 days. It could be maybe 4 days or 3 days. I will have that ready. We have the space as well. Can figure that
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I actually have to do another stream now because I had one at 11. But
Go ahead.
keep me updated how this goes, and I'll check in with you in an hour, and if you need help then I'm happy to help.
Perfectly. Thank you so much, James, for everything. I wish you a great stream and the next one that is happening. And
Yeah,
I really appreciate the time, man. Thank you very much. And
yeah, as
see you later.
always. It's been a lot of fun. Cool. All right, I'm gonna go on to the
Bye.
next one, and yeah, hopefully see you soon.